Muy buenas compañeros de juego, bienvenidos a una nueva edición de fase de mantenimiento. Seguimos aquí en Ficzone, en la zona de Meeple Factory, zona de juegos de mesa. Aquí hay gente de todos los colores, olores, sabores, formas, materiales y vestidos de lo más variopinto que os podéis imaginar. Y ahí está Lore de Meepletopía grabándome. Pues nada familia, entre el top 10 de honores que podemos tener en fase de mantenimiento es tener a este señor aquí de aspecto vikingo y rudo. Y más grandote que yo, que soy del sur y pequeñito. Este hombre es Jacob Fryxelius, el autor de Terraforming Mars, el CEO de Frix Games y la verdad un tío muy divertido. He estado hablando con él fuera de cámara, es la segunda vez que lo veo, lo conocí en Essen. La verdad un tío bastante simpático, nos va a contar unas cuantas cositas y a ver si nos dice alguna perlita guapa de cositas que vaya a sacar. Y va a hablarnos también de la expansión nueva que va a salir, que es Turmoil. Jacob, thank you so much for this interview.
No problem.
First of all, I want you to know you're the designer of one of my favorite games, Terraforming Mars. Not after the virus. Terraforming Mars is one of my really most favorite games in the world. I love this game.
Thank you.
So, first of all, who are you? Where do you come from? What kind of cocoon did you come from?
All right. Well, I'm Jacob Fryxelius. I have this mic in my beard because if I had it underneath, my beard would muffle the sound. So just so you know. But I come from Sweden. I grew up in a very big family, and my father made his own board games, never published them, but he made us play them, and we loved them. And so we learned that we could also make games, and we made games and played games when we grew up. So when we had grown up, we had a lot of games inside the family. And one day my brother said, we should make a company, and he had economic education, which none of us other of the kids have. So we made the Fryx Games company, and we published a couple of games in 2011, our first ones. And a few years later we published Terraforming Mars, and that was the first cooperation we had. And we got Stronghold Games on board and some other publishers, and the next year everyone wants to be our partner, and now there are like I think 20 different languages now.
Oh my god.
So we are very happy with this, but my background is in a big gaming family in Sweden.
Le he preguntado que quién es, dice que es Jacob Fryxelius, que viene de Suecia, que tiene el micrófono en la barba porque no se lo puede poner más abajo, que puede que escuche un poco distorsionada la voz por culpa de eso, que viene de una familia muy jugona, muy diseñadora de juegos de mesa. Su padre diseñaba juegos de mesa, no llega a publicarlos nunca, pero que toda su familia de una manera o de otra, all your family, one way or another, are related to the board games.
Yes, it's a family company.
How many brothers and sisters are you?
I have 9 brothers and 6 sisters.
No, really.
But just one father and one mother.
Ok. Un padre, una madre, 9 hermanos más, 6 hermanas más, ¿vale? Y todo relacionado con el mundo de los juegos de mesa. Well, you have to fight the cold some way in the country. Okay, great. Que de alguna manera tienen que combatir el frío. Terraforming Mars is your standard game, your most well-known game.
Yeah.
How was the developing process of Terraforming Mars? Was the first prototype like this, the way of using cards for making actions, for putting oceans into the board? How was the idea?
No, the first prototype was basically a card game. Because I'm a card gamer from the before, and I really love how you can simulate many different things with cards. So I wanted to do a game about Terraforming Mars, and then I just came up with, okay, so what could you do to terraform Mars? And I came up with the idea after another and make some paper notes, and then you played with the paper notes. And one thing that was there from the beginning is the temperature track and the oxygen track. But other than that, it was a very rudimental card game. And then over the years it has been developed a lot. It was, I think, 5 years from the first prototype to the released product. And at least 10, maybe 12 different prototypes in between. and the board was not in the beginning.
Le he preguntado que cómo fueron, que Terraforming Mars es su juego fetiche, su juego estandarte, que cómo fue el proceso de creación de Terraforming Mars y cuando comenzó esos primeros prototipos, si era este tipo de juego. Dice que no, que era totalmente distinto, que era un juego de cartas, porque a él los juegos que le gustan son los juegos de cartas, porque le dan mucha versatilidad al juego. Que ha habido en torno a unos 12 prototipos distintos entre el primer Terraforming Mars que hubo y el último que ha salido, que después, posteriormente con el tiempo, le fue incorporando las mecánicas, que los primeros tracks que le metió fueron el track de oxígeno y el track de temperatura, y que el juego ha variado bastante. Posteriormente le metió el tema del tablero. From the earlier prototypes, always the thematic of Mars? Always? Or the first theme of the game was another thing that has nothing to do with it?
No, the theme comes first. I think in all our games, from Fryx games, we have the theme, and you build the game from the theme. I think we think about making simulations. So it's not like I have a cool mechanic and I want a game for it, but rather we have Terraforming Mars. Okay, what is the relevant resources? What are the relevant issues? What are the relevant parameters? And we go from there. So the game was developed from there, and then you have to streamline it and add to it, and streamline, add to, and so on. And so the theme first, and the mechanics follow.
Le he preguntado si desde los primeros prototipos que sacó, si la temática era ya relacionada con Marte o si la temática vino posteriormente y ese primer prototipo tenía una temática totalmente distinta. Él dice que no, que realmente todos los juegos de Fryx Games parten primero de una temática y a partir de ahí se van desarrollando las mecánicas, y que el secreto está en encontrar ese punto intermedio, ese balance entre lo que quiere incorporar de mecánica al juego y lo que quiere incorporar de temática al juego, pero siempre partiendo de que la temática va primero y que el juego, lo que sería la mecánica, se desarrolla alrededor de ese juego. One of the funniest thing that I realized when I was playing Terraforming Mars is that gamers that are scientists or biologists or things like that realize that the game is scientifically correct, that all the cause, all the things you said, you cannot have this kind of life in this planet, this kind of animal, if you don't reach the temperature of 33 degrees or something like that. How did you do that? Do you love Mars and do you study everything related to that, or how did you do that? Or you hire a scientist? Or
I am a scientist.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I have a PhD in chemistry, and I've studied quite a lot of biology as well, and a little bit of physics as well.
So it's you cheated. That's a cheat.
No, this is my life work.
Okay.
I mean, I have been a Mars geek, a gaming geek, and a science geek for all my life, I guess. So it comes very naturally. I don't know many people who could make a game like this. But this is me in a box, kind of. Kind of.
I love that expression. Le he preguntado que una de las cosas que más me llamó la atención de Terraforming Mars cuando lo jugaba es que los científicos, la gente que tenía conocimiento de biología, que tenía conocimiento de ciencia, que lo jugaba, decía que eran técnicamente correctos, es decir, que para tener determinado tipo de vida en este planeta tienes que tener tanta temperatura o tanto nivel de oxígeno, que cómo lo ha hecho, que cómo tiene esa precisión dentro del juego, y dice que es que él es científico, que tiene un grado en Physics or Chemistry, your PhD?
Chemistry.
En química, que él tiene el doctorado en química y que le gusta muchísimo la ciencia, que él es un friki de la ciencia, de los juegos, you're geek for science, for games and
Mars.
Y Marte, y que le encantan esas tres cosas, y que el juego es él en una caja, el juego The Game Inside the Box, que él está dentro de una caja, que le encanta eso. Sí. Venga, a ver. ¿Cómo le gusta meterse? Pues eso, que para él el juego es Jacob Fryxelius dentro de una caja. What are the themes, subjects do you like, apart from Mars? Apart from science?
Apart from science?
Yeah.
I like science fiction, but mostly the science part of science fiction. But I like fantasy as well, and so on. So I have a quite general interest, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
que le he preguntado que aparte de temática de Marte, de temática de ciencia, que qué otro tipo de tema le gusta en su vida en general. Y dice que principalmente esto, que todo lo que se refiere a la ciencia, que le gusta la ciencia ficción, pero más la parte de ciencia que la parte de ficción, que después también le gusta el tema de la fantasía, pero que tiene unos gustos así muy generales en este tipo de materia. Terraforming Mars has, up to this day, 3 expansions.
4.
4. The new one's is the 5th.
Yeah.
So, but here in Spain, 4. Tell us about the changes there has been by the time in each expansion. When you designed for the first time the game, did you already design the expansions, or they came by the time?
It's different for different expansions. The included expansion in the base box, corporate era, it was always in the game, and we only call it an expansion to have a simpler version that works a little faster, so people have a faster way to get into the game. And the Turmoil expansion that we are releasing now, the ideas for that one, well, at least the thematic ideas, were also in from the beginning. So that was actually the first expansion that we started to develop. It's the 5th to be released. And some other ideas we developed as time went on. So we had a few ideas like for the extra boards, and we wanted to visit the outer solar system, and we wanted Venus in as well. And it fell quite naturally that we wanted to make Venus first, for example, because we knew the other ones we needed more work to do, and it's a quite simple and easy expansion to add, so we wanted to begin with that. One thing that we didn't think about even early on was the Prelude expansion. That was after we released the game. I just realized, hey, why don't we make a stronger start? And so we designed it, and it was a very quick process and a very successful expansion. But other than that, it has been a lot of ideas growing, and then when it's time to make an expansion, we choose, okay, which one should we go for next? Okay, we go for this one, and then we focus on that one, while the others slowly grow in the background. And then when that one is released, we decide, okay, which one do we want to do next, and we do that one. But all the expansions so far, I think, has grown very naturally. It's not like we must do an expansion, what shall we do? It's we have a lot of ideas, and we have more ideas after this as well.
After the Turmoil?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
But we haven't decided what to do next. Okay. So we will see.
Le he preguntado que si las expansiones que tiene ahora mismo Terraforming Mars, si las tenía ya pensadas antes de diseñar juegos, si las diseñó simultáneamente o si han venido después una vez que ya estaba el juego publicado. Dice que depende. Que hay unos casos como Prelude, por ejemplo, que le vino posteriormente porque dijo, ¿por qué no le damos un comienzo más duro al juego? Vamos a hacer esta expansión. Hay otras que fue fácil sacarlas, como por ejemplo la de Venus, que era muy sencilla, esa fue improvisada sobre la marcha. Dice que depende de cada uno de los casos, que unas veces le vienen del principio, otras veces la va desarrollando conforme el juego está ya en el mercado y conforme le van viniendo nuevas ideas, pero que paulatinamente va teniendo nuevas ideas y que incluso después de Turmoil va a seguir sacando cosas de Terraforming Mars porque le van viniendo ideas nuevas del juego.
And I can also tell you that sometimes the ideas change over time. So for example, we wanted this board for Venus Next.
Yep.
With where you can place cities. So we were not sure if we would have another board to place cities on in another expansion. So that's why we included the Lunar Metropolis and the Dawn City as well on Mercury, just so we can fit it in when it fits for what we are producing.
Yeah. But when you say that, for common sense, now that 2 or 3 years has passed since you released the game for the first time, would you change anything in the mechanics of the game from the core game? Would you change anything up to this day?
No mechanics.
No mechanics?
No. If I did it again, I would change a couple of numbers on the couple of cards. I think if you count the cards, out of more than 200 or so cards, I think I would change the numbers on maybe 5 cards, and they would go up or down maybe 2 mega credits in cost.
And that's it.
That's it.
Le he preguntado que ahora, con la experiencia que tiene, ahora que han pasado ya 2-3 años desde que se publicó por primera vez el core de Terraforming Mars, si le cambiaría algo en las mecánicas, si modificaría algo, y dice que no, que en las mecánicas no, que no le cambiaría absolutamente nada, pero que sí le metería unas pequeñas modificaciones, que cambiaría unos números en 4 o 5 cartas, que subiría de 2 megacréditos a 3, una cosa así, y que cambiaría 3 pamplinas, que por lo demás para él el juego está niquelado, que el juego está perfecto. I'm really surprised with that, because I think that most of the times the expansions try to add that thing that you realize by the time when the audience plays the game, the things that didn't work very well.
No, it's only Prelude that has sort of done that by giving a kickstart.
Yeah, sure.
But all the other ones have been totally thematically motivated. So it's not like we have some fault that we need to address. It's just that there are more things to explore.
Le he comentado que hay algunos autores que dicen que precisamente utilizan las expansiones para modificar esas cosas de las mecánicas que no terminan de convencerles cuando el juego ya ha llegado al público. Dice que no es su caso, que todas las expansiones que está sacando de Terraforming Mars tienen su motivación, que el juego está cerrado perfectamente y que son independientes y que tienen su motivación particular, que no tiene más secreto en eso. Apart from Terraforming Mars, later we'll talk about Turmoil, the upcoming expansion. Apart from Terraforming Mars, you only have here published in Spain just one game, After the Virus.
Yeah.
How did the idea of this game come? This kind of game totally different, related to zombies or attack building game. How did the idea come?
Well, it came the same way that the idea for Terraforming Mars actually, because it's just
because you're a zombie.
I was just taking a walk, and the idea comes, I should make a game about Terraforming Mars. Okay. So I made a game about Terraforming Mars.
Great, that's it.
And
you have the idea and you release this.
Yeah, exactly. So, and after this I think, I should make a game about zombies. Alright, so I make a game about zombies. And I never actually had any interest in zombies at all before. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, I knew about the theme and so on, so it's just... it's
at least do you like zombies subject, the Walking Dead or zombies books? Or?
No, not before. I've watched Walking Dead afterwards, but I mean, the idea just came to me. I should make a game about zombies, so I did.
You're way too
and
crazy.
the thing with that game is that it's a card game, of course, because I'm a card gamer. You can do anything with cards. So I started to do, okay, what do you need? Well, equipment are very central in the zombie theme. So so you have to get equipment, and a deck building game seemed appropriate. And then when I came up with this tightening of when you add more zombies every reshuffle, it really fit well with the theme. And there from there you just balanced things, came up with more cards and so on, and added mechanic for saving survivors and scouting and stuff like that. But it's very natural. It's like a simulation. What can you do? Well, you can search for cards, and then you have to get them, and some of them needs to be prepared and so on. So it's kind of a simulation in the same way as Terraforming Mars, although it's not quite the same theme.
Le he preguntado que, aparte de Terraforming Mars, que él tiene otro juego aquí publicado en España a través de Maldito Games, que es After the Virus. Le he preguntado que cómo le vino la idea de un juego radicalmente distinto a Terraforming Mars, como era After the Virus. Y dice que le vino, pues como le vino la idea de Terraforming Mars, que iba andando por la calle un día y dijo, pues voy a hacer un juego de zombies, ¿por qué no? Lo hago porque puedo. Y que andando por la calle, que a él nunca le ha llamado realmente la temática zombie, pero le vino la idea de hacer ese juego de temática zombie y la hizo. De hecho, él antes de sacar el juego nunca se había interesado mucho por los zombies ni cosas así, simplemente le vino la temática y punto. Dice que para él está muy bien implementado lo que es la mecánica con la temática, es decir, el rollo este de ¿qué necesito para enfrentarme a los zombies? Pues necesito equipamiento, necesito un arma, necesito esto, necesito lo otro, y te va enfrentando a los distintos zombies. The first time you had the early prototype of After the Virus, was it a solitaire game, or you had the idea from the beginning that it was to be a cooperative game among the players?
It was, I think, it was a solitaire game from the beginning, but I also very early had the idea that you wanted to play cooperatively as well. So I have a couple of different versions during the playtesting to develop that. But yeah, mostly because I usually develop the game myself. So that's how it goes. And all my games need to be solitaire because that's how I mostly get time to play.
Le he preguntado si desde el principio, desde el primer prototipo de After the Virus, si tenía ya la idea de que era un solitario, si tenía la idea de que fuera a ser cooperativo. Dice que en un principio él pensó que el juego iba a ser solitario, pero en los primeros prototipos incluso ya le vino la idea de hacerlo cooperativo, fue haciendo las pruebas y tal. Y ha dicho una cosa bastante curiosa, que es que todos sus juegos tienen que tener un modo solitario porque es lo que él hace la mayor parte del tiempo. Él juega solitario muchísimas veces y que todos sus juegos tienen que tener esa mecánica porque él piensa que el jugar en solitario forma parte de su vida. Controversial question. Here in Spain, I don't know if you know it, most of the people dislike the artwork of After the Virus. Do you like the artwork of After the Virus, or it's something that you think that people say it caught their attention? What do you think about the artwork of the game? The artwork is from your brother, if I don't.
Yeah,
if I'm
it's
not wrong.
from my brother Daniel.
Okay.
I like it, but
but because he's your brother, or because you like it?
No, I like it because it's different.
Yeah.
So it's catching attention in that way. Maybe not good attention in all cases. I know that it's a bit controversial, but the thing is, we wanted to make kind of child-friendly game.
Yes.
And the usual zombie theme is very gory and very dark. And he actually did a more serious or darker version before. But when he showed it to his, I think, 12-year-old daughter, she said she had nightmares from it. So we want to make nice games, you know. So he came up with that, and then it's totally fine for, I think, for even younger kids, as long as they are young or old enough to play the game. I think the theme, we have dampened it down so the theme is okay as well.
Okay.
So yeah, it stands out in that respect, but there are also people who really like that artwork as well.
Yeah.
So I know it has made it more difficult for us to get new partners for the game, but I think it was not a bad decision anyway.
Le he comentado que existe una controversia aquí en España, de la cual el principal partidario mi buen amigo Sergio de Troqueladores, le mando un abrazo aquí enorme, que es el arte de After the Virus, que es un arte muy cartoony, que no entra por la vista, que es un arte más bien feo. ¿Qué piensa él del arte? El arte lo hizo su hermano Daniel, que si le gusta el arte, me ha dicho que sí, le he preguntado que si es porque le gusta de verdad o porque es de su hermano. Dice que no, que es que le gusta de verdad. Que en un primer momento el juego tenía un arte hecho por Daniel también, que era un poco más oscuro, un poco más tétrico, más lóbrego. Dice que ese arte no le terminaba de convencer porque de hecho Daniel se le enseñó a su hija de 12 años y que tuvo pesadillas, así que fue cambiándolo con el tiempo. Le dieron un toque más friendly, más amistoso para los niños, aunque sabe que eso le ha costado, sabe que a la hora de la verdad eso le ha costado más partner en otros países, pero que de todas maneras que independientemente de eso le gusta el arte del juego.
I can play it with my 8-year-old son, and that's a big plus.
Que lo puede jugar con su niño de 8 años y que eso para él es una bendición, que lo puede jugar ese juego. Do you play Terraforming Mars with your...
Yeah, sometimes.
Que su niño de 8 años juega Terraforming Mars. It's a genius.
He made his own card for the game as well.
I play this game, but like an 8-year-old child. I play it really bad. Dice que lo juega con su niño de 8 años. Yo le he dicho que efectivamente que yo lo juego, pero como si tuviera 8 años, que no lo juego bien, que soy terrible jugando esto. You have now Turmoil in campaign.
Yes.
Tell us about Turmoil, a brief campaign, the main subjects of the game, the main topics.
Okay. So the Turmoil Expansion is about politics and about the changing world. It's about everything outside the corporations, human society and natural disasters and so on. So it puts the corporations and the setting in a world that you cannot control completely. Mm-hmm. So there will be dust storms, there will be solar flares, there will be riots and rebellions and stuff like that. And what you have to do is you have to see these things advance in a row of global events, and you have to prepare for them. So one thing is just prepare. I mean, if there will be a global dust storm, it will be bad for buildings on Mars. So okay, maybe I wait with placing the buildings until the dust storm is done, and so on. So you can prepare for it, but you also have this political part where you can. We have 6 different political parties that want different things on Mars and in the solar system, and you want to influence those parties to make the one most beneficial for you to be the ruling party, and then they will give some bonus and ruling policy that will be advantageous. But it will also give you influence for whoever you support, and if you happen to have the chairman or party leader for that party, and that will help mitigate the effects of the global events as well. So this expansion, we call it an expert expansion. It adds a little bit of time. It adds a lot of things that you want to keep track of, and it adds a lot of options for what you can do. So we are really happy about it. It's been in place testing it for a long time. Like I said before, it was the first seeds of it was even before we released the game. I think the first seeds for it was like 3 years before we released the game, actually.
Really?
Yeah, so it's been a long time in development. But now we're really pleased with the product. It's streamlined, it's very interesting and interactive. So for the campaign, it's the first Kickstarter for Terraforming Mars. All right. So,
I'll try my best.
All right.
There's a lot of things. Le he preguntado por la... Le he preguntado por la expansión de Turmoil, la expansión que tiene ahora campaña de financiación, y que nos diga los conceptos básicos. Dice que es meterle la política a lo que sería el mundo de Terraforming Mars, meterle esos eventos que no pueden ser controlados por los jugadores y que temáticamente modificarían el cómo se va terraformando Marte. Hay 6 partidos políticos y los 6 partidos políticos cada X tiempo van pasando eventos, esos eventos van modificando, puede haber, por ejemplo, Solar Flare. How do you translate it in Spanish? I'm forgetting my Spanish. I'm not learning English and I'm forgetting my Spanish. Un solar flare, ¿vale? Buscarlo en Google. Que puede haber solar flare, que puede haber determinados eventos que hacen modificar la mecánica del juego y que no puede ser prevista por los jugadores. Son pequeñas alteraciones que van sucediendo en las reglas que no pueden ser previstas por los jugadores. Que llevan 3 años de proceso de cómo se va desarrollando el juego y que dice que están muy contentos con el desarrollo de cómo ha quedado el producto final de la expansión. Go on, please.
Right. So the Kickstarter campaign is we have this campaign for a couple of reasons. First, it's Stronghold Games, our partner, has joined with Indie Boards and Cards, and they are very big on Kickstarter. So it's a good opportunity to start making Kickstarters. It will mean a little bit more for us publishers because you don't have these a lot of middle hands. But the other reason is also that we in Fryx Games, we want to release a couple of miniature games in the years to come, and those should of course be on Kickstarter. So we also want this experience on how to do it.
I like to hear that. Me comenta que la campaña, ¿por qué la campaña de Kickstarter? Dice que por 2 motivos, principalmente porque su partner, Stronghold, tiene muy buena relación con Indie Boards and Card Games y que tienen mucho conocimiento de Kickstarter y que han querido hacer esta prueba. Y en segundo lugar, porque tienen en mente, la gente de Fryx Games, su editorial, tiene en mente hacer un juego de miniaturas y que quiere vivir esta experiencia para después facilitarle el camino. Tell us about the miniature game.
Yeah,
whatever you can. Sorry.
Yeah, sure. I can give you a brief overview. So the first one, well, we don't know which one will be first, but one of them has been actually the reason for one of my brothers joining in our company, because he has been working for it like 7 years or so. It's called Fate, and it's about it's a fantasy adventure, like tower defense kind of game when there are monsters attacking a village from every side, and you have to run around and defend the village. You upgrade your hero, and yeah, it's very thematic, very nice cooperative game, and there will be a lot of miniatures.
Le he preguntado, obviamente, por el juego de miniaturas que va a sacar. Me da igual ya todo lo que hable durante el resto de la entrevista, solo quiero saber sobre este juego de miniaturas. y dice que lo va a sacar dentro de poco en campaña de financiación, que es una idea que llevan un tiempo desarrollando y que va a ser un Tower Defense con su castillito, todas sus cosas, que vas a ir dando vueltas para evitar que te ataquen el castillo y que va a tener un cholón de miniaturas.
And the other one,
Yep.
it's called Angels and Demons, and it's not about Dan Brown's book at all. It's about angels and demons for real, and so it's a battle game.
I hate that book.
It's 100 angels battle against 100 demons. And
That's 200 miniatures. That's 200 miniatures.
Yeah.
Okay.
It is. So in the middle of the map there is a human soul, and they want to control the human soul to influence the human soul. But the game is a battle game where you have a deck building part,
Yep.
and also this map card part where you move your troops and battle. So in many games you build up during the game, but in this game the board will start just filled with miniatures. And then you will battle, and they will die left and right, and they will thin out, and so soon you will think, where are all my angels? I need some more troops. So it's a very different, very tense and exciting game.
El segundo juego que tiene idea de sacar en campaña de financiación con miniaturas y con toda la pesca se llama Ángeles y Demonios. No tiene nada que ver con el libro de Dan Brown, Adiós, gracias. Y consiste básicamente en 100 ángeles y 100 demonios, y en el centro el alma humana. Y básicamente es un juego de darse toñas entre unos y otros, y con una mecánica principal de deck building. Is it a tactic game, like some sort of war game?
Yeah, it's a war game for sure. It's a battle
for
game.
Players, or?
You can have a team up also 2 against 2, and he has a variant for 2 against 1 as well. But it's a dual kind of game, yeah.
Es un juego principalmente para 2 jugadores. Le he preguntado si es un rollo táctico así tipo wargame. Dice que sí, que tiene ese rollito de táctica, que principalmente es para 2 jugadores, pero que también se puede jugar en equipos de A2. The other one, the Fates. For how many players?
For up to 4 players, I think.
1 to 4?
Yeah.
Just for 1 player?
Yeah, sure.
It's cooperative, so
Yeah.
1 player can...
Yeah.
Okay. Dice que el juego anterior, Fates, que también que lo va a hacer de 1 a 4 jugadores. Este va a ser 2 y por pareja hasta 4, y el otro va a ser de 1 a 4.
We actually have 6 different characters, so you have more to choose from. And we did have 6 players before, but it was too much downtime, so we reduced it to 4.
Que tenía la idea de hacerlo, como tiene 6 personajes distintos, que tenía la idea de hacerlo para 6 jugadores, pero que lo ha estado probando y que mucha tela para el body, que no puede, no lo soporta el juego tanto, así que lo han bajado para 4. So, it's been a long interview with brand new stuff, hyping new stuff. Anything else you want to say? Anything else you want to publish, to say to our audience?
Maybe, yeah. There will be a new type of Terraforming Mars game as well, with dice.
So, we have the upcoming Terraforming Mars dice, Terraforming Mars roll and write,
No.
Terraforming Mars for kids.
No.
Partyforming Mars.
I was thinking about making a Terraforming Mars filler type of game, very. It could be for kids maybe.
With hidden rolls.
Okay. No, I don't think so. But I haven't developed it at all. So.
Dice que tiene otra idea, que va a salir dentro de poco Terraforming Mars de dados. Le he hecho la coña.
Is, who can stop me?
Nobody, you're way too high. Nobody can stop you. Dice que va a salir el de dados. Le he hecho la coña de si va a sacar también el Roll and Ride, juego para niños, si lo va a sacar en filler. Dice que no, que en un principio no tiene esa idea, pero que tiene más cosas en mente y que a ver quién lo para. Yo le he dicho que no porque es muy grande, señores, muy grande y muy ancho, hacerme caso. Nada más que tenéis que ver la diferencia de altura. Size is quite different between you and me. So, anything else? Any hyping new? Any other hyping new?
No, I think that's mostly it.
Okay, so it's done. Trust me when I say it's a real honor to me this interview, because as I told you in the beginning of the interview, I love Terraforming Mars. It's one of my favorite games. I don't play it with expansions because it's huge amount of cards. That's the problem.
Yeah, but you have to have huge hands.
Yeah.
I can shuffle all the cards still.
Yeah, but your hands are bigger than mine, so that's the problem. It's a lot of cards, and I only play with the core. I don't tend to play with the expansions. That's it. And I think that it's quite round, quite perfect, the core game by itself. Thank you so much for the interview.
Thank you.
Y a vosotros, familia, que ya sabéis, Jacob Fryxelius, un personaje bastante digno de conocerse. Un juego que, bueno, que voy a decir, Terraforming, el número 4 de la BGG. Esto es, el que no lo juegue, de verdad, no sabéis lo que os estáis perdiendo. Comentarios que queréis decirme, aquí abajo en la cajita de comentarios, crítica constructiva, crítica destructiva. Como siempre, muchas gracias por estar ahí. Nos vemos en el siguiente vídeo, nos vemos en el tablero. Chao, familia.
Vídeo patrocinado por Juegos de la Mesa Redonda, tu tienda de juegos de mesa online.